everybody, it's me, Courtney. Welcome to Sun-Kissed Reactions. Today we're getting into My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 2, or Episode 90. Last week was just a recap episode, really. Nothing really happened except for the after credit scene, which was very interesting. Dobby walked in on Endeavor and Hawks and wants to meet with them for some reason. The last thing we saw was Hawks walking in to what looked like some kind of a warehouse or something to meet with Dobby. So I don't know what they're going to be talking about. I don't know that it's to insinuate that Hawks is working with the League of Villains at all. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't see him as being a bad guy. It could just be a game he's playing. Maybe it's a game Dobby's playing. I'm not sure. So, yeah, let's just get into this episode. I'm really interested to see in what this conversation is going to be about. Okay, I don't want to see the preview. Okay. That was quite an interesting episode. It started off with we found out that Dobby and Hawks working together, but Hawks is not really, I don't know. I don't really understand what's happening. I'm sure we'll get more as episodes go on. But it looks like Hawks and Dobby have some kind of agreement, and Dobby didn't stick to the timing. I guess the whole no move fight that we saw with Hawks and Endeavor in the last two episodes of season 4, that was planned. Hawks knew it was going to happen. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember if they said why it was early. I guess Hawks also wasn't supposed to go as much out as he did. But he said that he needed to make it look and seem like that he had to like put on a show, basically, because he didn't want the Hero Association to lose faith in him. So that's interesting. I'm not exactly sure how all that came about. We saw, I don't remember, I think her name is Miriko or Mirko or something like that, the bunny girl. She's like the number 4 hero, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Number 4, number 3, one of those two. She broke up that fight that Dobby had put all the blue fire around Hawks and Endeavor. She broke that up, and Dobby, he went back to his warehouse or whatever, wherever he is staying, and so Hawks met with him. That's when we found out that they're working together, but Hawks is also working with some other faction, the Hero faction. I don't know if it's like the NHA. I don't know, that helicopter said NHA, so that's just what I'm going to call it. I don't know if it's a National Hero Association. I don't know. And they want him to infiltrate basically the League of Villains, gain intel on them, and then report back whatever it is that he finds. So yeah, he says he's happy to do it. We also saw a little bit of like a flashback from when he was a kid. I guess he saved somebody or saved several people from some incident with his feathers, I guess, and the association basically like scooped him up and was like, he needs to be a hero, so train him. So he's been, and I remember seeing him like in the last outro, the season 4 outro, where he was really young and he had like a blindfold on, and he had like, it was a picture of like feathers, and they were like, I guess it was training for after this incident. I guess they, scooped. He's been training since he was very little, which is probably why they say he moves too fast for his own good, because he's had this just this life of training. Probably didn't have much of a childhood either. I don't know like where his parents are. I think we saw that in his flashback. His parents are like, yeah, take him, train him or whatever, or something like that. Or maybe somebody did say like, let us take him and we'll take care of your family. So I'm assuming they agreed to do that. Oh man, what else happened? Yeah, Hawks has always said that he wants to make a world where heroes have too much time on their hands, so there's not a lot of criminal activity, I guess, where heroes aren't necessarily needed. I don't know if that stems from him training at such a young age, and like he doesn't want others to have to go through that. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe he doesn't like hero schools because he started so young. He doesn't want them to start so young. It's kind of like reminds me a little bit of like when a child actor like starts off at like a very young age, like preteen, like, and or even just teenager, and it's a tough industry, the entertainment industry, so it can chew you up and spit you out, and sometimes they don't do so well in life. Or if they do end up doing well, then their childhood was basically stolen from them, because their whole life they've been in the public eye. And so I would assume that maybe it's something like that. Maybe that's how he's thinking. Maybe that's how he's taking it. And he wants to kind of prevent it from happening. He wants to prevent maybe that we don't need these child heroes. We don't need these schools dedicated to making heroes, because he had to go through, stuff like that, and he doesn't want others to have to do that. I don't think he's a villain, although he's playing both sides really well. Although I think Dobby's pretty smart. I don't know if I don't think he really trusts Hawks to remain loyal to the League of Villains, but we'll see. It's interesting, this partnership that they have, and we'll see how it goes and how long it lasts and who wins out. Then we had Endeavor coming home to his family. Shoto was there, and they were, I don't know, the sister, I don't remember her name. The sister is trying to, get them to all get along and everything like that. And the white-haired brother, what do you call him? Natsuyo or something like that? I thought it was Natsu last time, but I guess it's Natsuo, I think. He was having none of that. He recognizes that the guy that they see being the number one hero is not the same guy that comes home at night. And it's basically living a double life. And Endeavor is starting to see that. He is starting to recognize what they're saying. He has a scar now, just like Shoto. Shoto's like, looks like it hurts. It's like, yeah, he would know. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes about this whole changing of family. I know that there's a lot of people who don't think that they would ever root for Endeavor because of how he has treated his family. And I understand that. I was one of those people, but I feel like it's not, obviously saying sorry is not going to be near enough to undo their whole childhood, and where Shoto was like just tortured, I guess. I don't know of a better word at the moment, but where he was abused into this hero that his father could never be, because he is only fire. And then he basically, I mean, you guys know, he found a wife that was just ice, and he literally bred children to make the perfect hero, one that it had a built-in cooling system, and then neglected the other kids. And they did say, what did he say? Natsuo was yelling at Endeavor, and he said, and what happened to Big Brother Toya? So I do remember a fourth child, and I guess it was their big brother. We never, this is the first time we've gotten a name. I think Toya, I think that's what they said. But I do remember seeing a kid who would be all fire because he had all red hair just like Endeavor. So we'll see where that goes. And then we ended on Midoriya's dream that we saw the very end of the last season. But this one was way longer. And basically, the brother, which I don't think we've gotten a name for the brother. I don't think actually we've gotten a name for either one, but except for a hero name. But so the younger brother, the one that had held One for All, and pass it on to all these, and pass it on to the next guy, who then in turn obviously passes it on, and now Midoriya has it. He was showing these visions to Midoriya, and he said he wanted to show him more, but Midoriya is only using 20% of his power. So I wonder if that's something that the more he unlocks his power and the more he's able to use One for All at higher percentages, I wonder if we'll get more visions and more detailed visions. So that will be interesting. And then All for One said meta power, or no, One for All brother said meta power shouldn't be used for self-interest. So I guess, that's kind of what All for One does, right? Like he can give power, he can stockpile power because he's got 1 million of them. And I guess he took that one power away from that guy, and I don't know if he just transferred it to the other one or if he took that one power of the what did they say? Like fangs that just would not stop growing, and I guess maybe he was just in a lot of pain. And then he gave the other guy a power, but it didn't manifest like the other guy's power. So I don't know if it just wasn't the same thing, like a transference, or if it was, and because of people's genes are different, then it just manifested differently. Just like the One for All power manifests itself a little differently each time it gets passed on to the next holder, where it's a cumulative power being passed on. Like you get all that cumulative strength of the power, but it manifests a little differently. Like All Might got huge, and Midoriya's never gotten huge, although All Might was using it at 100% pretty much right away. And Midoriya, his body he doesn't have the same body type to be able to handle it like that. But, well, I was going to say that Midoriya lights up all over, but so did All Might when he was fighting All for One. And he was at like the very, very, very little of his power. No, you're gonna have to wait. It's my dog begging to probably go outside. Anyway, but so yeah, that'll be interesting. It'll be fun to get more on that. It'll be fun to get more. I bet the more he unlocks his power, the more those two that he couldn't really see, I bet he'll be able to see. I wonder if he'll be able to talk to him too, and maybe get, I don't know, just information or just answers, or I don't know, tips, tricks. I don't know. And then All for One said that his brother was born without any meta power, but I'm pretty sure we learned that the power that he was born with was the power to pass on other powers. So his brother just didn't know that, obviously, until he gave him the One for All power. Whew. This is going to be an interesting season, I think. I'm interested to see where the whole Hawks Dobby League of Villains Hero Association stuff goes. I'm also interested, obviously, in seeing where this whole vision is going to go, Midoriya's vision, and then the whole Endeavor stuff with his family, which is very much needed. I mean, we're in season 5. But I wonder, like, are we going to have any of, like, like class 1A versus class 1B? I wonder if we're going to get into any of that. I'm pretty sure we probably will. It's probably going to be a regular length of season, like 25 episodes, 24 episodes, something like that. So it's going to be a fun ride. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love the show. So yeah, that's all I have for today. So if you like this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for joining me for this episode of My Hero Academia, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.